If you've ever noticed how these educational YouTubers put themselves in a very cool rectangular kind of cornered box or circle while filming an entire screen recording on another section of the screen, looks very professional. There's actually a very cool app called Tela, which allows you to do this very easily without hiring an editor or downloading any crazy weird software. So in this video, we're gonna go over the basics of Tela. So we're gonna go over how to record a video, how to edit a video, talk a little bit about competitors, and then finally go into pricing. When you first log on to Tela, it's gonna look something like this. Now I will link all my affiliate links below in the video description, but I also put together a bunch of scribes for you guys, which basically are like these guides showing you how to sign up to Tela, how to get access to it. These are the steps I exactly took when I signed up, put in your work email address, click here. So I kind of put this together in a nice little package. So I will link that below. It's a page. You can look at all of them. They show you how to edit a video, how to do, anything that is very basic in Tela, because I know it's annoying to like rewind a video and you just need to know what button they pushed. So I will put that below as well. But essentially you have all your videos in the all videos section, and then you can move them into the channels. So these channels are gonna be similar to something like Notion, Slack, Discord. So you just click on the video, these little dots, manage channel, and then you can search a channel. If you wanna like move it to team learning, you can click it, press done. And then when you go to team learning, it'll just have your relevant videos there. So this is a really cool way to organize. What's nice is this interface is very clean. It's not overwhelming. Some of the other apps that I've used, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is too much of a learning curve. This is super clean. You record a video, you can see all your videos, and then you can put them in the different channels. There's not a lot of like overwhelm with this software. So first, let's go into how to record a video. So all you have to do is click this button, new video, very simple. Then you'll see my bedroom. It's really great. This is where I film. But you'll see that you can select what microphone you want to click here. So make sure everything's plugged into like your USB or your computer. Everything's all the jam. We're all getting it recorded and everything. So we have the microphone, you also have the camera. Now, if I was fancy, I would get my fancy camera that I have paid a lot of money for and link it into my computer. Have I done that? No, because I'm a procrastinator. I have not done that. But for the majority of you guys are gonna have a standstill camera on a tripod. So I like the webcam. This is what it will look like. And then you can press record. Now do keep in mind there are certain buttons here. Now I pretty much am in quick or upload, right? You're either gonna film straight with the camera or you're going to upload one off your computer. So those are the two options I click. I don't really play around with multi or select. It's just quick or upload. So just click one of those two. And then if you want to share your screen, you could click this and a button will pop up, and then you can click your like entire screen and then make sure that you're recording your screen. So now I'm recording mine, so you'll see it move me into a little bubble over here, which is kind of nice. So just make sure that you're in the right like area of when you're filming. And then it will say, your screen will be shared. And then there's some other more options here, but I don't really click those, to be completely honest. And so just click this record button and it says, it says get ready. Okay, here you go. So then you just kind of go about like here, click here, blah, blah, blah. Then once you're done, you just click this stop button. So then I would just go ahead and click stop. Once you're done recording, you'll see this, you'll see a big play button, and then you can rehash it and see what it looks like. So it needs to load a second, but then you can go on this right-hand side and there's an edit, trim, share, download, kind of a bunch of different features that you can use. So you'll see it's finally uploaded in here. I know it looks a little weird because I filmed it with me. I'm actually like recording a different screen. So this, you would never really record it with that screen there. But to give you an example, you can name it here. So you can say my new video, right? You can add a button and that will allow you to link to another page. So if you're talking, let's say about Smartsheet, you're doing a tutorial on Smartsheet or something, you can click add a button and then link it to Smartsheet. So when they view it, they can automatically go there. So you could do that, press add button, whatever your label is, and then just copy and paste the URL. Now, I am not gonna use that for this case, but you can if you want, and that's for when someone's sharing it. But the main thing that you're gonna be doing is actually editing the video. So you'll go into here and press edit, and then you'll see it starts to load. The cool thing about here is you can actually do everything that you would do in a pretty much like a Premiere Pro or a video editor, all the basics. So you can trim your video. So if I click trim, I can just say, hey, I don't want to include up until this point, and then press done. It's really easy. You can also split. So if you have like, okay, I'm here and I want to split it here, and then I want to cut off this, you can delete it. It's very simple. It's going to be very similar to any other editing software that you've used in the past. It's just really, really simple. The other cool thing is you can also zoom. This is nice because you can go in here, press zoom, and then click where you want to zoom. So if I want to add a zoom here, you can click add a zoom, move this target where you want to zoom. Let's say I want to be where my mouse is. And then you can kind of read and watch it and see what it looks like. So you'll see it zooms into where it is, and then it will eventually zoom back out. So the zoom's really cool. Something I haven't seen a lot in other softwares is moving the target and stuff like that. So you can press done for that. You can also re-record. I have not used this button. I would just record a new clip. I just add a clip and just redo it, like the whole thing over again. So I don't really use that button too much. The background is absolutely essential. I think this is what takes, that separates it from the other softwares, is because you can add this like background, any image you want. Really, I like this kind of darker one. And then also the border. So you can see like this would be it without the curves. I like to have the corners, and that's where like it's those details that makes it like, oh, that is fancy, you know? And then you can also mirror your camera as well. So if you want to flip my little circle, and you can kind of go in here and click it and move it and be like, I want to be bigger. And you can change the layout as well, which is very cool. So there's all these options. I like the circle one in the corner if I'm doing a tutorial, but you can also do one like this, and you'll see kind of looks nice. I'm gonna flip the camera, you know, so you can kind of play around with it until you find a layout that you were like, wow, this looks really good. I like this. Or maybe you want this like this. Like this is very popular, or you can even move it or move it up here. Like there's a lot of customizable features in this software. You can also crop your screen. So if you don't want to include something, you can crop it as well. It's super easy. You just use these drag and drop kind of features. And then you can also change the size if you wanted to do like a TikTok or maybe like Instagram or something. But I really like the layout of just the circle in the bottom corner. That is like my go-to. But I also like it with the actual screen with the background piece as well. So then once you're done, you press finish, or you can add another clip. So you can keep going. You can film a clip here, you know, trim it a little bit, and then film another clip, and then call it a day. So then you'll just press finish, and then you're able to share it. Now, depending on if you filmed it with a screen share or not, you can change the different layouts. So this one is the one that I've been typically using, right? And this would be like for a tutorial style video, but if you wanted just like a talking head like this, wow, that's a great photo of me, you can change the layout here, and it's different, right? Because you don't have the screen. So you can go full screen, you could go, you know, kind of like that rectangle feel, and then change the border, right, to like this kind of nice cornered border, which looks kind of sleek. Or you could put yourself in a circle and then move it around. And then if you want some other stuff here and maybe a later edit, that'd be great. But yeah, it's gonna be slightly different than the exact layouts if you were sharing your screen as well. So there's a couple different options, just keep that in mind. Sometimes you can't do the zoom. Like for instance, I don't think my camera is like good enough to do the zoom. It's not an option, but when I actually uploaded a video, I could do the zoom. So I'll show you how to upload a video. So here's a video that I actually uploaded. So you can see, like, as I kind of play this, you'll see I show up and it's a way better photo because I'm using my actual camera. Now, how you actually upload a video is you actually go to add a clip and you go to upload and you select a file. Now, they're only MP4 files. So if you don't have an MP4 file, you need to convert it from like mine was .mov when I export from this camera. You have to do a converter. There's lots. I will link a couple below. Now, if it's small enough, they can do it for free on the internet. But if it's big, they want you to pay. So I'll link the one that I used below to upload this one. And then that way you can actually use a good talking head if you have like a video that you want to use that's not, you didn't like want to record it live. So that's also an option. I just want to keep that in mind. And then for this one, I can zoom. So I could go through here, go in here and press add zoom, right? and then we can watch it in real time, zoom in, and then, well, that's not very attractive, and then zoom back out. So that's really nice, so you can kind of play with your talking heads, especially if you wanted to have it highlighted on your face and then move to a clip and then that kind of stuff. And then all you have to do is press done. You can move these clips around, you can trim them, whatever you want in order to get the video that you desire. When you want to actually share your video, you can add your button link, which I kind of talked about earlier, and then you can either download, so you can download this as like 4K resolution. You need the Pro plan to do that, or you can share it as a link. So you can literally just copy this link. You also can use this embed option, which is really cool if you're on like SharePoint or any site that you can just embed the code in. So there's lots of like pages that, or websites that allow you to embed into your website or stuff like that. So you can use the embed code, email. I usually just copy the link, send it to somebody, and then bam, they can go view your video. Okay, so let's talk about competitors. I know there's a lot of video recording software out there, okay? Now, the first one that comes to mind would be Canva, because they did add this feature relatively recently where you can record inside Canva. The only difference is you aren't gonna have those like really nice recording options that Tela has where you can change the background really easily. Like you have to actually like go and find a frame, you know, and like then go putting it in the frame and trying to get it to work and try to make it look nice. Like it's just a lot more uplift to get a video you want, but it's gonna be very similar. It's just not as easy, user-friendly, and plus Canva's just not a video first company, right? Like they build their company for like easy graphic design. They just kind of added video on because it made sense. So it's kind of not the most exciting thing to use, like user-friendly wise. The other one I see a lot of people use is called Loom. Now I went and tried it out. I like Loom. It's good like screen recorder with the little bubble of you on the side, but it doesn't have the capability of changing the background, adding those little corners, changing the layout. Like I was looking at someone like editing the video, it can basically trim, you know? So it's gonna do like the basics, but again, it's not gonna be like Tela where you have these options where you can move things and zoom and stuff like that. So to me, I'm not seeing something that's like identical to Tela, and they're around the same price range, which we'll look at in a second. But I would just, seeing what's out there, I'm kind of going for Tela as far as the 3 options that I looked at. If you're in like a complete pinch and you don't care about the layouts and stuff, use like a free software like OBS Studio to record your screen. You can mess around with it. It's not user-friendly, It's kind of hard to, it's like a learning curve, but it is free. So if you're in a pinch and you like literally can't pay anything, then use OBS Studio. Otherwise, if you had to pay for something, I would go Tela, unless you were in graphic design and you're using graphic design all the time and you just want something that's not as video focused, then maybe go Canva. As far as Loom goes, it's a nice software. I think the AI will be cool once they release that, but I'm not seeing it even being close to Canva or Tela, to be honest. So like I mentioned before, the pricing is gonna be very similar. So we're talking like anywhere from $10 to $20. Like it's the same, it's almost identical. They're within a couple dollars of each other. So for Tela, we have $15 a month. That is the plan that I would recommend. It's a personal one. You can do a team and do it slightly less, but that's like if you're running a company. Like I don't even have a team, so I don't know. And then Canva is $14.99, Canva Pro. I do have Canva, but that's because I make a lot of thumbnails. You're not really gonna need graphic design if you're just recording videos for like an online course or, you know, tutorials or for your team or at work. So this one would be great if you wanted to use like graphic design and video. You needed both, but the video, just know it's just slightly a step down from Tela. But if you're okay with that, that's fine. Loom is also around the same exact price. So it looks like you can have up to 25 videos for free and then go into the business side. But again, it's not gonna look as professional. You can't really like put yourself in a rectangle and some other fancier stuff. So just keep that in mind when you're selecting one of these softwares. Hopefully this gives you a good idea on some of the video editing software that's out there where you don't have to download something like Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut and you don't have to hire an editor. You know, these are SaaS products, they're online, they're easy to use. A little bit of a learning curve, but not too much. And if you want to check out the software that I talked about, Scribe, which is for the step-by-step guides, which I will link the ones I made for Tella below, then I will link that up here and in the description. I have a full how-to tutorial on how to film those guides as well.